I mean, I guess people haven't seen too much of my grappling and wrestling that much, but at the end of the day, I'm a complete MMA fighter, and that's why I'm the best in the world. You know, I can strike with anyone, I can grapple with anyone, I can wrestle with anyone, but when it comes to putting it all together, I'm the best in the world.
Dricus is going to fight him hard from the opening bell. He's going to put him on his back. He's going to force him to engage in a very grueling affair. So if Khamzat Chimaev hasn't done all the necessary training, then Dricus du Plessis will remain the champion.
Khamzat, man, he's a beast, man. I saw him a couple of seconds over there, man. He was murking people. He's a beast, bro.
Is he overrated in your opinion?
No. I think
he's worthy of all the praise. He's worthy of all the praise and everything that he receives.
Absolutely. I think Khamzat is a special fighter.
The excitement is reaching new heights as we're just days away from UFC 319, with both Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis determined to claim dominance over the middleweight division. While questions have lingered over Khamzat's cardio, Dricus's grappling has also been seen as a potential weakness. But du Plessis believes his ground game is underrated simply because fans haven't witnessed much of it in action. He recalled how Robert Whittaker landed a well-timed takedown, yet he quickly escaped, reversed the position, and took control on the ground with strikes and submission threats. And to him, those moments proved he is a complete fighter in every area, which is why he considers himself the best in the sport.
Underestimating your grappling.
Absolutely. I think, I just don't think people have seen a lot of it. So it changes the game. I think if, Khamzat mentioned it, Robert Whittaker took me down. He did. He got a time takedown. I got up very easily. When Rob took me down, I got up with no problems, took him down, and I dominated him on the floor. In a way where I was landing, I cut him, I was landing massive elbows. The threat of the choke was there the whole time in the round, and then I'm sure if that round didn't end at that stage, it would have been the end of the fight right there. But, yeah, I mean, I guess people haven't seen too much of my grappling and wrestling that much, but at the end of the day, I'm a complete MMA fighter, and that's why I'm the best in the world.
Dricus du Plessis expects the opening round against Khamzat Chimaev to be wild and non-stop, making it clear that he won't be entering the fight just to defend takedowns, but to push forward with his own offense. Citing examples like Gilbert, Burns, and Kamaru Usman, he pointed out that challenging Khamzat with offense rather than only defending is the key to keeping the fight competitive.
I just think, I don't see him coming with a different game plan, but for me neither. I'm going out there to attack. I'm going there to kill him. I'm not going out there to defend Khamzat's takedowns. I'm not going out there to defend. I'm going there to attack. So I think it's going to look a little bit different. I mean, if you look at the Gilbert Burns fight and the success he had, the Khamzat, that's a very, very good. Even with the Usman fight, Usman was, people don't just go and defend against him. He was forced. Usman was forced to defend. He did a great job. And then he started with his offensive wrestling and showing Khamzat that he's not the only one that can wrestle in there. I think that was...
Du Plessis admitted that Khamzat Chimaev would be his toughest challenge yet, but said entering a fight as the underdog was nothing new for him. He pointed out that every title defense comes with a dangerous opponent and believed this matchup was no exception, and with full confidence in his abilities. He promised to showcase his continued improvement and prove why he remains a champion.
For you yet?
Well, I mean, yet to lose means that I have to lose some time, and I don't need that. I have 2 losses in my career. I know how it feels, and I'm completely fine if I never feel it again. But I'm the underdog. I've been the underdog most of my career, but yet I am the champion. So, odds don't make fights. And for me, I 100% believe this is the best opponent that I've faced to date, but so was the previous one. Every time that you step in there, you are going to face the next most dangerous guy, especially as a champion. So for me, yes, this is the best fighter that the best opponent I've ever come up against. But once again, I will show my improvements. And
Du Plessis admitted that Khamzat Chimaev would be his toughest challenge yet, but said entering a fight as the underdog was nothing new for him. He pointed out that every title defense comes with a dangerous opponent and believed this matchup was no exception, and with full confidence in his abilities. He promised to showcase his continued improvement and prove why he remains a champion.
Talking about it, and I remember even before he fought his last fight, he was saying, "I want that guy. I want Khamzat. I want the guy that people think is sure."
I respect guys, so not everyone saying, so a lot of guys was running away from me, So he gets the champ, and he says, "Come on, to fight him." Respect. I can say about it. good for me.
Yeah, it is.
Meanwhile, Dricus du Plessis said fans have only seen a fraction of what he can truly do as he's still growing into his full potential. He credited experience and ongoing improvement for transforming him since his debut and emphasized his commitment to sharpening every part of his skill set in the pursuit of an ideal performance, even if perfection can never be fully achieved.
I'm still far away from giving the performance that I know I can. I'm far away of being the striker that I know I can be, the wrestler and the grappler. You know, when you get into fights, because of situations, you know, the fighter that I know I can be, how I can strike, it's so difficult to do it in a fight. You know, as my career goes, that made his debut versus Dricus and fought the last time. Two very different people, and I keep evolving and getting better, and that's why I feel I'm chasing the perfect round, the perfect fight, doing everything to perfection in a fight. I think it's
On the other hand, former UFC champion Rampage Jackson ranked Khamzat Chimaev among the best fighters to train at their gym. Even in the brief time he watched him, Jackson saw Chimaev dominating his training partners and described him as an absolute beast.
The gym is Khamzat Chimaev. Compared to all the bodies you've seen come through the gym, where does he stack up?
Man, he's one of the best. You know, we had Khalil Browntree coming there. He's a beast as well. You got what's his name? In Lukin. What's his name? Arman and Lukin.
Arman Sarukian.
God damn it, I mess up everybody. Arman Sarukian. Yeah, he's a beast too. Yeah, but Khamzat, man, he a beast, man. I saw him for a couple of seconds over there, man. He was murking people. He's a beast, bro.
Rampage Jackson said Khamzat Chimaev didn't really compare to anyone he had faced, calling him a completely different kind of fighter. However, he noted that Chimaev's relentless work ethic reminded him of Michael Bisping, who was known for pushing himself to the limit in training.
You've been inside the octagon with John Jones. Who does Khamzat Chimaev remind you of, if anybody at all?
No, he don't. No, he's a different animal. But his work ethic reminds me of Michael Bisping. Yeah, Michael Bisping was always an animal in the gym. That's why I love training.
UFC legend Michael Bisping also highlighted du Plessis' massive size for a middleweight, his proven jiu-jitsu skills, and his willingness to challenge Khamzat in grappling exchanges. He pointed out DDP's strength, endurance, durability, and knockout power, stressing that the real question would be whether Chimaev could sustain his pace over 5 rounds without fading.
He's a gigantic middleweight, walks around at about 230 pounds, diets down to 185. He's got excellent jiu-jitsu. We've seen the videos of him tapping out multiple black belts. He's spoken quite openly that he's going to beat Khamzat at his own game. He's going to go toe-to-toe. He's going to walk him down. He's going to choose to grapple with him and test him down there on the ground. He's big. He's strong. He's got a good gas tank. He's got an excellent chin. And he's got knockout power. So we are going to see if Khamzat Chimaev can really push it over 5 rounds. Because if he can't, he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Michael Bisping praised Khamzat Chimaev's exceptional wrestling, noting how he could shoot from unusually far away yet still land takedowns thanks to his speed and power. He believed Chimaev's explosiveness and strength made him nearly unstoppable once he managed to grab hold of an opponent.
He's just ridiculous, right? The wrestling on this guy is phenomenal. The way that he shoots a double leg and closes and covers so much distance, it's wild. He shoots from so far out that it shouldn't work, but he's so explosive and so powerful, he makes it work. He closes the distance, and all he needs to do is get a hold of you. So I assume that Khamzat is also ridiculously strong as well, because he's fast, powerful, he's explosive, he's got good wrestling, and if he gets his hands on you, you're going down.
Michael Bisping said that Khamzat Chimaev has tried to make adjustments in the past, but still fights the same way, because of his confidence in finishing opponents quickly. Bisping explained that Chimaev believes he only needs a minute, 2 minutes, or at most 1 round to put someone down and either submit or knock them out. He described Chimaev as a special fighter, but acknowledged that cardio could be an issue, adding that Chimaev now has a new strength and conditioning coach and is pushing himself to the limit.
He's got tired in the past, but he still chooses to fight the same way. That's because he believes in his ability. He believes that all he needs is a minute or 2 minutes, or certainly at tops 1 round with the guy, and he will put them down and he will finish them. And if he doesn't submit them, then he will knock them out. This is the self-belief that Khamzat Chimaev has. He is a very special fighter. However, the cardio could be an issue. We've spoken about that at length. He's got a new strength and conditioning coach. He's pushing.
On the other hand, Khamzat Chimaev jokingly suggested that he would never be booked to fight on the UFC's White House card, teasing that his being a Muslim might keep him off it. Smiling as he spoke, he said he was simply an athlete but still doubted such an opportunity would come his way.
Talking about that White House fight, the White House card next to you. Bro, look at my face. I don't think so. They may let me come over there, bro. Bro, I don't know. I'm like athlete.
Michael Bisping addressed Khamzat Chimaev's claim about struggling to get a U.S. work visa, noting that with the fight taking place in Chicago and Dana White's close ties to Donald Trump, entry shouldn't be an issue. He added that if Chimaev managed to beat Dricus du Plessis, especially during Trump's current term, it was unlikely he would face any visa problems during his championship run.
It's because he was struggling to get a work visa in the United States of America. Of course, this fight is going down in Chicago. Dana White, UFC president, of course, is very close friends and has a special relationship with Donald Trump. So regardless, they've made that happen. So I don't think getting into the States is going to be an issue. If Khamzat Chimaev does beat Dricus du Plessis, and that's a big if, by the way, I don't think getting into the States is going to be a problem. Certainly not under his championship run. Donald Trump has got another 3 years in the Oval Office. Of course, a lot of people are going to be trying to impeach the guy, but he's got another 3 years, give or take, in the Oval Office. So Khamzat Chimaev, in the prime of his career, is going to have absolutely no problem.
He admitted that he had often underestimated Dricus du Plessis in the past, but DDP kept proving him wrong. Still, he felt Khamzat Chimaev brought a unique challenge that fighters often misread. Balio explained that Chimaev didn't rely on standard wrestling but blended it with jiu-jitsu to create his own system. He believed success in this fight would depend on preparing specifically for Khamzat's style, not just for a wrestler, and he wasn't sure if DDP would be ready for it. But
hard to bet against because he always shouldn't, you know. I always bet against him and he always should my mouth. So it's hard to bet against him, but it's hard to bet against Khamzat. It's just gonna be how to go to the Khamzat style. That is not a wrestling style, it's a different thing. That's the mistake that people do a lot. They try to fight against wrestling. And Khamzat is not, it's not pure wrestling. He has a system, he does something different. He puts jiu-jitsu on the wrestling, so he needs to be well prepared, not against the wrestling, but against this Khamzat style. And I don't know if he's going to be ready for that.
Kabahala thought the matchup had the potential to end quickly, similar to how Dricus du Plessis finished Robert Whittaker. However, he also believed that if the fight went deeper into the later rounds, DDP might start to gain the upper hand.
This fight can be as fast as the Whittaker fight. Like, really.
Oh, wow.
I think this fight can be really, really fast. But I can see this fight going to the second, the third round, and then I see some advantage for Dricus, you know what I mean?
Kyle Bahala noted that Dricus du Plessis' size and strength could make it difficult for Khamzat Chimaev to keep him down. He felt DDP was capable on the ground, and that if the fight went past the early rounds, Khamzat might tire from using so much energy, giving Dricus a better chance as the bout progressed.
Not really.
Yeah, size and strength, you know. Like, I think Khamzat to make him stay on the ground and all that, and Dricus is not bad on the ground, you know. So to make him stay on the ground and all that, if Dricus can take like 1.5 rounds or 2 rounds, maybe Khamzat would be like fatigued for doing so much strength and all that. And then the fight's going to get better.
Meanwhile, Khamzat Chimaev's head coach, Joachim Carlson, said their camp wasn't concerned with trying to adapt to Dricus du Plessis' unusual style. Instead, he explained that their approach was built entirely around Khamzat's strengths, focusing on executing their own game plan, regardless of how Dricus chose to fight.
Known for sort of rushing at people in the first 2 rounds. What do you see those 2 rounds? What do you see those 2 rounds look like when Dricus gets in there?
No, we let him rush. That's to say if we don't rush him, what's he gonna do if he rushes Dricus? He's just gonna rip his head off. But
on the other hand, Luke Rockhold described Khamzat Chimaev as a relentless force who comes out with intense pressure right from the start. He said Chimaev's wrestling and grappling make him a constant threat, and the real challenge for opponents, like Dricus du Plessis, would be surviving the early onslaught in the first couple of rounds.
For a guy like Dricus, because seeing when you watch his Dricus fight, kind of don't know what he's doing, and sometimes I wonder maybe he just knows what he's doing. How do you think you prepare for a guy who's fighting such an unforced process?
We don't think of that so much. Think about what Khamzat can do. So it doesn't matter how DPP fights. We don't care. We do it our own way.
Luke Rockhold felt that Khamzat Chimaev would struggle to maintain his usual intensity deep into the fight. Having trained extensively with Dricus du Plessis, Rockhold knew how durable and unshakable he could be. He believed the only way to beat DDP was to dominate him from the start or finish him early, as his unusual timing, confidence, and ability to mix up his game made him a constant problem over the full fight.